Back, man. I'm back. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where to start, really. You know, it's been a couple months since I attempted to do a vid, you know, but it's about that time, you know. As y'all can see, or if y'all see my background, I'm kind of, I'm out the way right now, you feel me? I'm getting my mind right, getting shit in order, you know what I'm saying? Getting my life together, but I feel like it was a good time to get back on my YouTube stuff, you know. I know y'all ain't seen my face in a minute, man, but I'm back. You know, we finna get right back to it. If you know the vids I used to do, then you kind of already know. But if you new, I basically just give y'all like a talk about my life, my perspective on life, you feel me? And just like try to give you a better way to look at your life, you know? Because I know it's hard out here for, it's hard out here for everybody, you feel me? So I kind of just want to give y'all some motivation, some game, you know, that can help y'all with y'all life and y'all situation, you know what I'm saying? But as y'all can see right now, man, I'm like middle of butt fucking nowhere. Yeah, fool. I'll give y'all a little glimpse of where I'm at. Like a week ago when I first got here, it was snowing, bro. It was the craziest shit ever. But it's all type of animals and shit out here, bro. It's crazy. Cause if you know me, you would probably be like, what the fuck are you doing out there? You know, but no, don't worry about that right now. You know what I'm saying? Just stay focused on this game I'm about to get y'all, you know. I'm just, oh shit. See what I'm talking about, bro? These big ass bugs and shit. Scared the fuck out of me, but I'm gonna just give y'all a glimpse of what's been going on in my life. And if I sound like I'm out of breath, I am. I'm over here walking up this fucking, I don't know where I'm walking up, but I'm walking. No, but yeah, the last couple months, my life been kind of crazy, you know. Kind of been off my shit, you know. It's been a lot going on. And I had to just get away for a minute and really just get focused on what needs to be done. You know, I was in a real dark spot in my life. Just my mindset, really, you know. I didn't really have nothing going. I was drinking, smoking, you know, doing whatever I could to escape my reality, you feel me? So that was kind of a couple months ago. Now I'm at the point where I don't smoke no more. I don't drink. You know, I cut off a lot of shit that wasn't benefiting my life. You know what I'm saying? I cut off a lot of stuff that wasn't just, you know, getting me nowhere really, you know. I got to a point where I was tired of being tired, you know what I'm saying? And I heard somebody say, that's the only time you really do change is when you're tired of being tired, bro. So that was the point I got in my life, bro. I was just, you know, tired of everything that was going on. I was trying to fill a void with myself, but I was doing it in all the wrong ways, if you get what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, just how, you feel me, everybody else do it. They try to get drunk, get high, you know, mess with this woman, mess with that woman. And for me, it just wasn't doing it, you know? I just kept feeling like I had a deeper hole I was digging myself into. The more I just kept indulging into them type of activities, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm at the point in my life where I never been so much at peace. Like, I never been, I wouldn't say happy, but I'm just not like, I don't feel like I have a void to fill, you know, within myself, you know. I feel like I'm doing good mentally, spiritually. I'm getting my body right, you know. I'm working out. I'm doing everything that really just is gonna benefit my life inside the long run, you know what I'm saying? So I want to give y'all tips on just how I got to this point and kept the consistency and discipline, you know. I got to a point where I wasn't suicidal, but I was just tired of living my life, you know. I got tired of waking up with myself and not being proud of myself, you know, not doing the things that I said that I was gonna do. So what got me to this point right now, to where I'm doing the stuff I'm actually saying, and I'm at peace with myself when I wake up, is really sticking to my word, you know, not caring what nobody else think, or, you know, their opinion on me and stuff, because in the day that stuff don't matter, you know. Everybody gonna have a perspective on you, and you can't let it really define you, or it's not gonna get you nowhere if you just keep thinking about what people are gonna think about you. You know, you're gonna be in the same loop every day. So I got to the point where I didn't care what nobody thought, bro. If I had to go away for some time, look at this. This is beautiful. I gotta say that. It's like a little river, but yeah, I got to the point where I didn't really care what nobody else thought, you know. Everybody gonna have an opinion on me, you know. They gonna say what they got to say about me, and that's not really what's gonna get me nowhere with my life if I just hold on to that and think that what they saying is right, you know. It's my life. I'm gonna live it how I want to, and, you know, what everybody else got to say is just their opinion, you know. Everybody has an opinion on somebody, you know. Even me, I have my opinion on people, but I don't hate on nobody, you know. I don't got no envy towards nobody, and that's something that I had to learn, though, because growing up, oh shit, that's a butterfly. But yeah, growing up, I used to be like that, you know. I was that kid, or just that teenager that, you know, I would look at people with jealousy and envy and have hate in my heart, you know. And I never knew really why I felt like that until I got older. I started realizing that, like, it was all because of my perspective on how I looked at life and how I looked at people in general, you know what I'm saying? So once I got to a mature mindset, not even age, because I feel like your mindset is what defines your age, really, you know. Because you can be 40-something but still have the mindset of a 12-year-old or a 15-year-old, you know. And then you got 15-year-olds or 16-year-olds who got the mindset of a grown man or a grown woman, you know what I'm saying? So it's not really about your age, it's just your mindset and your experience out here, you know. Basically, what it all come down to is just your mindset, you know. It starts up here. Once you get this right, I promise you, your life, it may not change like this, but give it time, keep putting in the effort. That's what all matters, the effort that you give, you know. Because once you start to get this right, your life gonna get right. Not immediately, but you will see changes, you know. And one thing that I told myself before I started having this mindset was my life wasn't miserable, my perspective was, you know. So regardless of how my life looked, or I kind of lost it all, you know. I done lost friends, lost my car, I done went broke. Like, I'm talking about broke, like in debt broke. I done been to like that point. And I never really let it define me, you feel me? Or who I am as a person, you know, because we all go through it, you know. You gotta go back to zero to, you know, get to this, that, the third. But besides that, you know, I just had to tell myself that, you know, like I said, my life wasn't miserable. It was just my perspective on how I was looking at my life, you know. Because you got people right now that are homeless and probably still happier than some millionaires, you know, just because of how they look at life and their perspective on it. You know, the material things, of course, we all want them, and, you know, it's what make the world go around, but it's not what's going to make this happy. It's not going to make yourself happy if, you know, because you can have all the money and all the females and this, that, the third, but if you're not happy within yourself, bro, none of that stuff really matters, because, you know, you're just going to be miserable with money, or, you know, stuff like that. And I didn't want to be that person, bro. So I told myself that before I really do start touching some real money, I want to get right with myself and get right with God, you know. That's another tip that got me to this point with God, you know. I started praying more. I started talking to the Lord more, and just like not even asking for nothing or, asking for strength or none of that. No, I just kind of want to build a real relationship, you know, and not just keep asking him for fame or riches and stuff like that. No, that's not what I want with my life, I want to be happy, I want to make sure my family's straight. So of course that's the reason why I want money, but everything just start with you, You can't do nothing right if you're not right within yourself. Everything gonna come off how your mindset is, So if you got an envious or hateful mindset, that's how your life is gonna look, You're gonna start attracting like these hateful things and these things that aren't really peaceful towards your life, And that's what I had to figure out. Because me, growing up, I grew up around certain people, or I grew up in a certain environment to where it was cool to just do dumb shit and, crash out and do all type of fuckery, you feel me? That was kind of just cool. And of course, as you grow up like that, you adapt to your fucking environment. But as you get older, you got to really start to realize what you want for yourself. And for some people, that's what they want. So I'm not knocking nobody. I'm just giving my perspective on it. You feel me? I wanted something better for my life. I didn't want to grow up how my homies did, or do the things my homies do and stuff like that, and get inside that type of lifestyle. Even though I could have, that's not what I really wanted to do in my life. So I told myself I'm gonna do what's right for me, and I'm gonna take care of myself first. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody else gonna do it for you, bro. Family, of course, they gonna have your back, support you, but it's on you to take that first step. You know what I'm saying? It's on you to take that first step to initiate what you want with your life. You feel me? And once you get this right, your life gonna start to turn. You feel me? Slowly but surely, it's gonna turn. Trust me. You just gotta you just gotta show up every day. You feel me? Give praise to whatever you believe in. You feel me? And I promise you, stuff will slowly change. And yeah, man, that's all I wanted to say.